Alright, welcome to Overcomer Maths. Today we are going to deal with first, second and third derivative of a function. Let's dive into the question. So the question says if y is equals to 2x raised to the power of 4 plus 3x raised to the power of 3 minus 5x raised to the power of 2 minus 8x plus 9. The question says find y prime, and y prime prime. So now to find this question now, y prime, what y prime is telling us is that you differentiate it once. If you see y prime prime, you differentiate it twice. If you see y prime prime, you differentiate it 3 times. Let's do this is what I'm saying now. So y prime now is equivalent to dy dx equal to, we are differentiating this, and this is power rule. If you are to differentiate this now, you multiply this by this, you subtract 1 from the power. This is what I'm saying. This, multiply this by this. 4 times 2, you have 8. Subtract 1 from the power. This is my x. Subtract 1 from the power. This is 4 minus 1. You have 3. You have already differentiated this one. Okay, you can proceed now to the next term. You can see that the coefficient here is 3 and the power here is 3. So this 3 multiplied by this 3, you have 9. Then this is your x. Then subtract 1 from the power, which is what? 1. So here will now be 2. You have already differentiated this term. So minus, this is the coefficient 5 and this is the power 2. So multiply this power by this 5, you have 10. Then subtract 1 from the power, which is to now remain 1. And of course, anything raised to the power of 1 is equals to that thing. No need to write the 1 again. So I now have 10x. Then minus, differentiate this, 8x, you have 8. Why is it 8? The reason is because if you have 8x, it's equivalent to 8 multiplied by x raised to 1 minus 1. And you know that equal to what? 8 raised to 0. And you say that anything raised to power 0 is equal to 1. So equal to what? 8. That is why we have this 8. And if you differentiate a constant, anytime you differentiate a constant, you always have 0. So there's no need for you to write that one. Okay, we can clean this. Now, this is the final answer to our number 1. That is Roman numeral 1. So we can proceed to differentiate the y prime prime. So y prime prime, which is equivalent to d squared y over the x squared. So what this thing is telling us is that we are differentiating 2 times. So we are not going to differentiate from here again. We are differentiating from here. Don't go to this one and differentiate again. You differentiate this. That means it is your first derivative that will give you the second derivative. Okay? Now let's differentiate. Differentiate this, the same approach. Multiply this by this, you have 24. Then subtract 1 from the power, you have s raised to 2. Because you subtract 1 from this one, you have 2. Then plus, this is, the coefficient is 9, the power is 2. 2 multiplied by the coefficient, which is 9, you have 18. Subtract 1 from the power, remain 1. So it will be x. No need to write the 1 because anything raised to power 1 is that thing. Then minus, differentiate 10x. Anytime you differentiate 10x, you have what? Always 10. If you differentiate 1 million x, you have 1 million. If you differentiate 100x, you have 100. Okay? Now this is a constant. Anytime you differentiate a constant, the number that is not attached with x is always 0. So no need for me to write this. This is 0. And this is the final answer for y prime prime. Let's proceed to number 3. This is number 1, and this is number 2, and this is number 3. Y prime prime prime. Now, I told you that we are not going to this to get our y prime prime prime. We are going to our y prime prime will give us our y prime prime prime. Meaning the second derivative will give us the third derivative. This is what I'm saying. This y prime 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 that you are seeing is equivalent to d cube y over the x cube, which is equal to, now differentiate this now, the same approach that we have been using. So it's 2 multiplied by 24. You have 48x. And so that if you subtract 1 from the power, it will remain 1. Okay? Plus 18. If you differentiate 18x, you always have what? 18. Then if you differentiate a constant, I told you that you have 0. So that means the final answer is equal to this. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, like, share and subscribe to get notification whenever we post a new video like this. Thank you.